What up, dudes? Okay, so carrying on with the Abtik Daga sparring drills. Okay. Again, it can be 1, 2, or 3 ways, and you probably should experience all those methods. And we're still not doing interceptions yet. Okay. So let's just talk about it in the case of a 3-way exchange. Now the idea is to begin to integrate ranges. Okay. Long, middle to close, close, middle to long, etc. All right. So at first the coach or the partners would agree on a particular pattern: long, middle to close, close, middle to long. Okay, in the 3-way exchange. So what I mean by that is that, again, you know, there's 2 ways to do this, to where one way is that, in regard to a 3-way, that is that the same person always starts the 3-way process. You could do 1 round that way. Then the next variation is that you would switch and the other guy would initiate the 3-way process each time for an entire round. Then the 3rd round would be that one guy starts from long, middle to close, and then the guy who finished in the close range, right, it leads back from close, middle to long. So it's a 2-way, I don't want to confuse the terms here. It's still a 3-way drill, but it's a 2-way process. Okay? So the example would be something like this, right? I attack from long range. Okay? He attacks, well, this is a better breakdown. Both people would be at long range to begin with. Okay? So when he could either defend and do a cut and check and lateral triangular step to create his middle range, okay? Or if he kept his defense as a largo, as a long range response of just cutting and disengaging, then when it's my turn next and he attacks, I would be the one to go to middle range, okay? And from that point, right, on the 3rd one, I would just go ahead and do this movement here as my close range tactic. Or I could take a short step in like this, all right? And again, he has some options. For him to do just close range defense, it would just be something like this. And there would be no cut at all. Okay, it'd be an angular defense because we're not doing interceptions yet, okay? Or it could be at close range, could be cutting the minor into a check. But what makes it close range is that I didn't do this, because that's a middle range tactic, all right? So I could even do something like this to cut the minor like this, all right? So you get my point? And then going back the other way, get my point? Going back the other way, I would start at close range and feed a close range attack. He would feed a close range attack and I would go to middle range, okay? Then I would feed a long range attack and he would go back to long range, all right? So that's the example of how to play with this, okay? It's still prescribed to a certain extent because you need that process of compliant to semi-compliant to full compliant. All right, it's the logical process to develop and cultivate your skills. All right, so next one that we do, not today, next time we do this, we'll start going into interceptions. And I will tell you that interceptions can be initiated from long, middle, and close range. Hasta mañana. I'm here at Cauchichan Reservoir.